So Lauren, is this the like the best fight week of your career, or are you having like the worst cravings of your career? It seems like you're seeking some food more than most fight weeks.
No, I always crave food about this point in the weight cut. It starts get like I love food. I love to eat. I always have. And it's always about this point in the weight cut, but I feel like, I'm just getting a little more comfortable putting myself out there on social media and just kind of having fun. Actually, I haven't posted any food for today's countdown. Not yet, but yeah, I'm just trying to have some fun and put myself out there a little bit more. So this is who I am. I love to eat. I do crave food when I'm cutting weight, yeah. That's
funny. Well, listen, you've been working for a long time to get here, right? You've been talking about this moment and deserving it, and now it's finally here. So what is the feel now, right? I'm sure you've been imagining this moment for a long time, and now it's that time. So what's the feel for you?
It's really not that different than any other fight week, to be honest with you. It's fun. I love fight week. I love that like all the really hard work is done. This is the part where we get to cruise in and start, really enjoying ourselves. And there's always some stress during fight week. You're traveling, you got a million things to look over and mind and make sure it's going right. But I've learned really how to really start handling that stress so much better. Like I keep telling myself like stressors are going to happen and we're going to overcome them like a champion would, and so it's actually kind of cool. And like, I don't want everything to be so smooth, because then I would be like, what's really going on here? There's always some stress associated with fight week and with fighting in general, but it's cool, man. This is a cool life. This is a really cool life. Most days I feel in awe that I've gotten to spend, a great part of my adult life being a professional athlete. It's not something I ever would have planned for myself. And I honestly, like when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, man, if my life had turned out the way that I would have picked it for myself, I would have sold myself short 1,000 times over. This is better than anything I could have come up with for myself. I love this.
It's an awesome way to say it. So I'm curious, like, what's the balance, right? Because as you just said, it's a heck of an accomplishment to be here, right? I mean, to be in this position is meaningful, and you should probably enjoy it and take it in and, relish it all, but it's not the actual goal, right? The goal is to bring home the title. So what's the balance in, respecting and enjoying where you are, but also realizing we're not quite there yet?
Yeah, the goal is to just kind of stay in the moment, take stuff day by day. Like when I say stay in the moment, I mean like I want to recognize what's going on right now. I want to feel the way I'm feeling about it. I want to recognize what's happening right now and enjoy these moments. And so, of course, the goal is to win the fight this weekend. But the goal is to really enjoy what I'm doing, stay in the moment, keep breathing, keep having fun, and that's the main goal, And when I'm doing that, I feel like I'm at my very best.
That's awesome. So, no secret, of course, Valentina, pretty good fighter. She does all right. So,
yeah.
So when you watch her, when you're breaking her down, when you're competing, I mean, do you see like spots and you're like, oh, there's an opportunity there, there's an opportunity there, there's an opportunity there, or do you see? I think what a lot of us see was just a really, really well-rounded fighter that you have to fight perfectly, right?
Well, nobody's perfect, but she is a very well-rounded fighter. You don't get to be a dominant champion by having holes in your game, And so when I watch her fight, it's not like she has these big glaring weaknesses that I'm like, oh yeah, I could take advantage of that for sure. I think those days are over. You don't get to be where she's at by not being well-rounded and by not being really, really damn good at everything. But everybody's human. Everybody has habits and things that are exploitable. Everybody has weaknesses, and anybody that thinks that they don't have a weakness, that in itself is a great weakness. Everybody makes mistakes, and at this level, that's what we're looking at, is like, what habits does she have? What areas can we take this fight where I feel the most comfortable? How are we going to accomplish that? What sequences do I want to accomplish in this fight? And so, yeah, when I watch Valentina, of course she's a great fighter. Of course she's well-rounded. That is what makes her such a formidable opponent and such a dominant champion. But I'm really good in every area of the fight too, and I'm really looking forward to testing myself in those areas. I'm looking forward to making those sequences happen that I want to happen in the fight. And honestly, I can't wait to go show you guys how good I've gotten. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
It's awesome. Last thing for me, I guess, what would this win mean for you, right? I mean, as you said, it's already a victory that you're here. You know, you've gone well beyond what you envisioned for yourself. But what would a title-winning performance here mean for you?
You know, it would be a really cool moment in a career full of really cool moments, honestly. Like, and I hope, you know, people are like, is this the greatest moment of your career? And I'm like, damn, I hope not. I hope there's more great moments after this. You know, I hope that this is not the pinnacle. I hope the pinnacle is somewhere far beyond than what I even imagine now. You know, because like I said, if I got everything that I wanted and if things worked out the way I thought they should, I would have sold myself short. So who knows what the peak is of my career? I don't know yet, you know, but that's what I'm trying to find out here. So this is just one more step in that journey, and winning that title on Saturday night is going to be a huge accomplishment, obviously, for me and for my coaches. But it's just going to be a testament to finding out how far I could push myself. I want to know what's possible for me, and that's what I'm trying to find out here, and that's what I'm trying to find out Saturday night, and that's what I'm going to be trying to find out in my next fight and the next fight after that.
You mentioned the overconfidence that you think she might have. Do you think it's hard for her to, and I even saw a quote from her earlier this week, she said she was going to destroy you and that sort of stuff. Do you think it's hard to be as dominant as her and not get overconfident eventually?
I mean, I would imagine so. I would think that she probably feels like she can destroy anybody. And as a champion, I think you do need to have obviously some level of confidence. I'm not the one to say where her line is between being properly confident and overconfident. I don't know.
Do you think, again, I'm sort of casting hypotheticals here, that she may be overconfident because she's had this great run. Do you think at that point you're actually catching her at a great time where she can just underestimate everyone she fights?
I don't think that Valentina is the kind of fighter that underestimates her opponents. Like, she's been doing this for a very long time. I'm sure she's a very experienced fighter, not just in MMA, but in, other sports as well. And I think she's had a lot of experience, probably in some of her fights, like in some of her kickboxing fights, maybe she was the underdog. Maybe she's already had opponents, that she underestimated or whatever. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you guys what she's thinking about me or what she feels about me. Like, I honestly don't care. It doesn't matter.
Winning a world title is obviously very special, but defeating a champion like her, is that just extra? Is that extra glory for you? Do you even think about that sort of stuff?
I don't. I really just want to stay focused on what I can do. And I've beat some really good fighters before, not just in the UFC, but I fought for titles at other times in my career where I was a heavy underdog. And for me, it's just about, like, how well can I perform? How great can I be? What is my limit? Can I go out there? Can I go out there under this pressure? Can I go out there under those bright lights? Can I go out there and face somebody like her and perform at my very best? And I think that if I can do that, I believe I can beat anybody in the world.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Lauren, right here.
Hi.
Lauren, for a lot of your career, obviously, I think you've had a lot of stuff happen that I think you have to tune out a little bit, from tough, and then obviously fighting Valentina, there are a lot of people, they say a lot of stuff, put two women in there to upset her, things like that. How do you tune out a lot of that noise? Because obviously, the public always wants to let you know what they think of you, and you're trying to live your life. So how do you tune out a lot of that?
Oh, it's practice, because there was a point in my career where I really let it get to me, and I was super concerned what other people think of me. But just through practice, reading, writing, meditation, talking to people that I love and trust, I have really practiced what it's like to stay more focused on myself. And it's, you guys can see the difference that it's made. It is. I can't be focused on what everybody else thinks of me. I can't even control what other people think of me. And so what good does it do to focus on what they think of me? It doesn't matter, For me, it's like, I'm going to be open to making mistakes. I'm going to learn from those mistakes. I'm going to pick myself up, and I'm going to keep moving on. And people that are not inspired by that, I think maybe there's something wrong with the way they see life,
You've obviously been open about a lot of stuff you've gone through in your life as you've talked with us throughout your career. Fighter nickname, Lucky. What would you say is the luckiest thing about Lauren Murphy?
Oh, it's my marriage. I don't know, but somehow I talked Joe into marrying me, and I'm the luckiest girl in the world to have a husband, like him. Like really, I feel very blessed to have the marriage and the relationship that I have with such a great man. I feel very blessed that my son has grown into the man that he's grown into. He didn't have to. He didn't exactly have the easiest childhood. He didn't always have the best examples around him. And somehow, it seems like it's really out of my control, he has grown into a great, kind, hardworking, honest man. And I love that those are the two main men in my life, that they have inspired each other and inspired me so much. But my relationship with my husband has changed my life so much, and no matter what happens this weekend, it's not going to affect our marriage at all. And for me, it's like that really is actually why I feel like I'm the luckiest woman in the world.
Quick side note, a lot of fans really like the poster for this event, and obviously you're featured on it. Are you a big fan of like the memorabilia from events you're part of, or are you not really concerned with all the knickknacks that come with being a UFC fighter?
Oh yeah, we keep the stuff, like we keep the posters. This poster for sure will go up somewhere cool in our house. It's cool to have your face on a UFC poster. Come on, how many people can say that? You know, how many people have fought for the UFC championship? We have all the belts that I've won. We have those displayed in our house. When I won Fight of the Night back in 2016, and it was my first UFC win and a finish, we got a shadow box made of that. Like, it's cool, you know, when I'm old and gray, I want to be able to look back on this stuff and go through all the knickknacks and memorabilia and hopefully show them, you know, to my grandkids and great grandkids or whatever, and be like, yeah, well, we did it.
Thank you.